Welcome to This Explainer. I'm so thrilled to have you here with us today because we're tackling a topic that is, well, universally understood. It's incredibly relatable, and if we're being totally honest, it's just downright dreadful for most of us. I'm talking about the classic group project. You know the drill, right? We've literally all been there. You get placed in a team, a goal is set, and almost immediately, this subtle, or actually scratch that, sometimes not so subtle, power struggle kicks off. Everybody wants to be the boss. Everyone is insisting, hey, I should lead. And what happens? Yep, the whole thing falls apart. The dynamic just shatters. But on the flip side of that, we've also seen those rare, really beautiful moments where someone voluntarily steps back. They just decide to quietly support another person's leadership. And when that happens, things almost always go so much smoother.
So it brings up a really fascinating question, doesn't it? One that hits right at the core of human nature. Isn't stepping back sometimes harder than leading? Think about it. If a project clearly fails when everyone is insisting on steering the ship, why is voluntarily handing over the wheel so incredibly difficult for us? The answer, as you'll see, is pretty much all about the ego. Stepping back feels like this massive demotion to our pride, even when it's the exact thing required for us to actually succeed.
Section 1. The Leadership Paradox. Okay, let's dive into this.
So why exactly do group dynamics explode when egos clash, yet they totally thrive when someone offers unseen, quiet support? The absolutely crucial point here is that the unsung hero of any successful group is rarely the loudest voice in the room. Often they're like that abstract, supportive silhouette, just standing quietly right behind the prominent figure. Without that voluntary support, the leader has absolutely no foundation. You see, success isn't just created by the person pointing the way. It's heavily manufactured by the individuals who consciously decide to support the direction, rather than fighting tooth and nail for the spotlight.
Section 2. The Cure for Pride. Now, what's really interesting about this idea is how the philosopher Said Nursi provides this fascinating framework to master it. He doesn't frame stepping back as a weakness, or some lack of ambition. Instead, he frames it as a deliberate cure for the discord that pride causes. It's not just about passively giving up. It's a very active, four-step process for letting go of leadership to gain something way more valuable, which is genuine sincerity. So first, you choose to walk alongside those seeking the truth. Second, you actively take pride in their company. You champion them. Third, you make the conscious choice to follow rather than lead. And fourth, you let the honor of leadership go entirely to them. You literally just surrender the applause.
But how do we actually execute those 4 steps and let go of our pride? Well, it requires entertaining a very humbling thought. Consider that the person in front of you, whoever they are, might genuinely be better than you. I know, it's a lot to swallow, right? But this mental shift is the exact mechanism for how an individual lets go of their ego. When you accept that someone else might just be better equipped, stepping back completely stops being a defeat. Instead, it becomes a deeply rational, totally sincere choice.
Section 3. Sincerity over status.
This brings us to a much deeper philosophical anchor in Nursi's teachings regarding the true weight of our actions. We are talking about prioritizing sincerity over status. A small deed done sincerely outweighs a large deed done without sincerity. It is a profound philosophical realization. When we chase leadership just for the title, our large deeds are kind of hollow. But when we step back and we offer genuine support, that seemingly small action carries immense, undeniable weight.
So, let's look at the practical logic behind this for a second. Why choose to follow? I mean, we so often blindly crave the honor of leadership, totally ignoring the heavy reality of the job. By stepping back, you gain that absolute sincerity we just talked about. But practically speaking, you also avoid the heavy responsibility of leadership. You completely bypass the very real risks and burdens that the person in front has to carry. Choosing to follow is often the smartest, most secure position you can possibly take.
Section 4. A Healthier Outcome.
And this brilliantly illustrates how we can synthesize these ideas, comparing Nursi's spiritual and philosophical wisdom against our everyday cultural expectations. On one side, we've got modern culture basically shouting at us that everyone needs to stand out, everyone needs a personal brand, everyone must be the leader. It's entirely driven by ego. But on the other side, we have true wisdom, the wisdom of deliberately stepping back. Now, this runs completely against modern ideas of leadership for sure. But the results speak for themselves. It produces much healthier outcomes for everyone involved.
It really is that simple, and honestly, that difficult. Deliberately letting someone else shine is painful for our pride.
It hurts the ego, no doubt about it, but it is the ultimate proven formula for producing a healthier result. It's better for the project, better for the team, and ultimately, it's way better for your own peace of mind.
Section 5. The ultimate selflessness.
We can actually elevate this concept even further. You see, this isn't just a practical team-building tip for your next corporate retreat or, school project. This level of absolute selflessness is historically and spiritually praised at the very highest levels. The Quran praises exactly this kind of behavior, stating, "They give others preference over themselves, even if they are in need." It is a timeless recognition. Suppressing your own immediate desire for status just to elevate someone else, that is one of the highest ethical and spiritual achievements a human being can reach.
So, what does this all mean for us? Well, I want to turn this directly over to you. I want you to think about your own life, your own ego, and your own sincerity. Can you recall a moment in a group when you deliberately stepped back to support someone else, instead of fighting to take the lead? And more importantly, how did that really feel? I'm going to leave you with that question to chew on. Take that thought with you today. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer, and I'll see you next time.